Army jacket, 1970. Since Troy had gone to live with our aunt when he was just 18 months old, this left only Roy, Judy, and I at the house. We enjoyed hiking out in the woods behind our home near North Belt, now known as Beltway 8. This was before Intercontinental Bush Airport went up. It had been 6 years since Judy had her open-heart surgery. She was now 11. That summer, a beautiful and intelligent Irish setter appeared at our home, and Judy proudly claimed him as hers. The dog went wherever she went. On this day, Judy had a sudden desire to go out in the woods. I volunteered to go with her, but she wanted to go alone, the Irish setter loyally at her side. Either I piddled the day away or was frozen for that time, because the next thing I knew, it was dusk and Roy had returned. He looked around and asked, "Where's Judy?" I gasped, "Oh my gosh, she's out in the woods. She's been gone all day. We've got to go find her." We had no sooner made it to the backyard. When we saw her coming, she was in a daze staring at the ground, not looking up until she had stopped right in front of us. "Where have you been?" I asked. Still dazed, she said, "I've been on a spaceship." We laughed. "Yeah, right, spaceship." She insisted, "No, really, I've been on a spaceship." Then I noticed she was wearing a clean, crisp, and authentic Army jacket. "That's not what she was wearing when she left," I told Roy. On closer examination, I noted holes in it. "It looks like whoever owned it must have been shot while wearing it, but it's perfectly clean. They must have cleaned it before they gave it to you," I said, now believing her. Looking at the ground beside her, I remarked that the dog was missing. Judy could not remember what had happened to him. "Maybe he got scared and ran off," I offered. She still did not know. "Maybe since your dog ran off, they gave you the Army jacket, to make up for it." Roy remained enthralled with the jacket and desperately tried talking her into letting him wear it. "No, it's mine," she protested. Embracing my customary role as the tiebreaker, I decreed that Judy should keep the jacket because they gave it to her, but that she should let him borrow it, but later. The whole while, they were watching, in the sky to our right to be exact. I seemed to be able to hone into their locations. The yellow Irish setter never returned. We can only speculate what happened to it. Did it get frightened and run away? Had the alien sent it to her to draw her out into the woods yet be protected? Was it really even a dog or an alien shapeshifter? That jacket wound up disappearing because we weren't shy about telling every kid in the neighborhood about our spaceship encounters. Parents caught wind of it and would send their kids on missions to learn more. Our house became Grand Central Station because it was never locked. Kids could come and go as they pleased because there was no parental supervision. If you remember the commercial, "It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?" Well, that was probably for us. When other kids were coming in the door, we were going out. But we weren't bad, we just enjoyed extra freedom. And the song "Bad Company," well, that was probably for us too, because this is what parents called us. They thought we were wild, and I guess we were. Wild. The year 1970 was during the era of the Vietnam War, but it was not fashion or fad yet for civilians to wear authentic Army jackets. In 1992, Judy underwent hypnosis and was able to fill in her abduction event. Out walking in the woods, she saw a man. He was standing outside a landed spaceship. He beckoned to her, and together they walked up a ramp into the ship. They began traveling as she could see movement out 3 windows. She said, "We've stopped now and they are telling me to look, look." She thinks the ship must be tilted forward because she is looking out a window at an angle toward the ground. The land was barren and there were barren trees. It looked like there had been a war because there were big holes torn into the ground. When she turned from the window, she saw bodies lying on the floor. To her, they were dead. There was something on their heads. She felt sadness. As she looked at them, the being came up and stared into her eyes. When the therapist asked how many bodies there were, she replied, "Lots." When asked again, she guessed, 100? This, of course, would be impossible for a small ship. The things on their heads were probably military helmets. Next, she and the being exited down a hall and into another room. She was sitting on a table when the being handed her the Army jacket. She removed a bar pin from the pocket and put it on the table beside her. The pin had some red on it. She awoke in a different field, lying on her back facing the sky. Her arms were spread straight out from her sides. like a T. We all got a chuckle at what she had to say next. With her eyes still closed as she sat in the hypnosis chair, she looked down beside her and stated, I see a cow pie. A cow pie is what we called a lump of cow manure. One day, I spotted Judy over in the school field. She was running with all her might, leaping periodically into the air. After this went on for some time, I became impressed by her sheer determination. Joining alongside her, I asked, What you doing? She did not miss a beat as she breathlessly replied, I just know that I can fly. If I could just get off the ground, I know that I could fly. She was so convinced that I made a few attempts to lift off too. We ran through the school field side by side, leaping into the air. Who knows what the neighbors thought? We could see Mary sitting on her front porch steps watching us. I gave up after a few tries and left her in the school field. Mary asked, What's she doing out there? Oh, she's convinced if she runs fast enough, she can fly. This is reminiscent of Roy trying to run through the wall or me thinking I could zoom in with my eyes. The aliens think that since they erase our memory, that their encounters leaves no lasting effects. This is far from the truth. Their activities with abductees leave quite the impression that influences us on a daily basis. So far in this book, we have not touched upon the negative side of alien abductions. Traumatic experiences and callous treatment have devastating and life-altering outcomes. I wouldn't doubt